Hi, I'm Allison Godlove. You're watching another edition of AAPEX TV 360. On this episode, we talk about ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, and how AAPEX 2023 plans to showcase this industry standard. We're seeing them more and more. Drivers behind the wheels, but the car is in control. But how much do we really know about the technology associated with self-driving cars? Mike Reynolds from Mobile Automotive Service Solutions gives us some insight about ADAS.
Advanced Driver Assist Systems, ADAS. These systems have been around for quite a while. We used to know them as parking sensor systems and backup camera systems. But now these cars are essentially driving themselves. So we've got adaptive cruise control and lane keeping systems that are controlling the vehicle's acceleration, braking, and steering. We have to keep in mind that these are sensors that are controlling the steering and braking outside of inputs from the driver. So a miscalibrated radar or a miscalibrated camera system could cause the brakes to lock up or the vehicle even to accelerate in a manner that it wasn't intended to, and also in a manner that the driver cannot control.
It seems to be very important that technicians understand these systems and how to maintain them. Can you tell us about AAPEX's approach to providing resources for ADAS?
AAPEX has done a great job at bringing a lot of these technologies and bringing a lot of this content and information in front of technicians. It's a big skills gap and a big learning gap between what the average technician in a shop knows and what they need to know to work on these new vehicles.
AAPEX 2023 is happening soon. Can you talk about what your ADAS sessions are going to cover?
First, we're going to focus on the systems and how they operate within the vehicle, and then tie that into the components, because that's what the technicians need to know is what are these components, what do they do, and how do I service them? A little bit about the procedures and some of the do's and don'ts of ADAS calibrations and diagnostics. And then from there, we'll touch a little bit on some real-world case studies, things that we see in the field, some that are common issues, some that show us a very good diagnostic strategy of how to address those issues.
What do you hope people will take away from your session this year?
So the key takeaways we want technicians to leave our course with is understanding why ADAS calibrations are so important, and also a little bit about the tools and the knowledge needed in order to complete those calibrations.
Are you able to share with us where the industry is heading in relation to ADAS?
So as we're moving closer and closer to fully autonomous vehicles, these vehicles are going to be communicating with each other. They're going to be communicating with infrastructure, and they're also going to be using their radar and their camera and their components to identify things, street signs, traffic signs, parking garages. So in the future, our vehicles may pull up to a parking garage and ask for a parking space. We step out and the vehicle drives using its cameras and its radar system to park us in a parking spot. Kind of exciting stuff when you think of it from a technician's perspective, being able to service and calibrate these components that drive the vehicle.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge about ADAS with us today. If you want to learn more about ADAS, be sure to check out Mike's two-part session, ADAS, Need to Know Information for the Calibration Technician at AAPEX 2023. And check out apexshow.com for the latest information on this year's sessions. The show is set to take place in Las Vegas, October 31st through November 2nd. You can register today by going to apexshow.com.
We want to hear from you. Share your ADAS experience and helpful resources using the hashtag AAPEX23 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And don't miss out on the latest updates, insights, and discussions leading up to this year's event.
Thank you for joining me on this edition of AAPEX TV 360. I'm Allison Godlove.